I like that Brad's picture when I come back to this is literally just his like work picture. We're not talking about that though.
No, it's funny. I just like look over and I noticed that for some reason it was just me chilling in the top corner because I was the last person to talk.
And you're
so
just like
so I muted my video and I was like, I gotta get rid of this.
Oh man, so what's up guys, ladies and gents of the YouTube world? This is our second podcast. The sun is killing us. We're in the showroom and I might wear sunglasses for the first part of this. It's gonna go behind a cloud here eventually. Yeah, Chris, just stand right there. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. That's so good. So Ed's here this time. And then we've got a very special guest. This is Brad, guys. Everybody say hey to Brad. He's the man.
How's it going?
For you guys that don't know, he is the owner of the SEMA rival R32 GTR active wide body RB/30 crazy insane car that we're building for him. And I would be curious just to know. Because I think you've told me kind of a little bit about it before, but like how you even found like us as Driver Motorsports, like the company.
Yeah. So, my daily's a Prius, I'm not bragging. But I needed something better, and, I got into a financial spot to where I could get something better. And I've always been a Skyline fan, but I was just looking at R35s on YouTube. And like a year ago now, you guys had that Alpha R35 that was like 800 horsepower and was just pissed. And I saw that. And then I started to, really watch videos about Skylines because that's like my dream car. I was like, well, maybe I should just get one of those instead. And then I did something and I bought both. Yeah, but I actually I found through the vlog.
Okay.
It's funny, like you watch the vlog and you get to know everybody's personalities. And then all of a sudden you feel like you're friends with people, Yep, so like, before I even came out there, it's like I felt like I knew everybody, and I even knew my way around the shop, which was super creepy.
That's a little creepy.
So yeah, but then honestly, I looked it up the other day. It was like the last week of April that I started emailing Chris, and basically I was emailing basically every social media aspect that you guys have, just because like I love the product that you guys were making. I love Ed's 32 that he sold like a year and change ago.
That car was awesome. I miss it.
Yeah.
Every day I miss it a little bit.
I called it Jay Leno.
Oh yeah, just because it had the extra lips.
Yeah, and it still had stock side skirts on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it had stock side skirts with the AB plug. So it has, the bumper, the stock lip, and then the AB plug. Like it was just, it was all chin,
Yeah, it was. But I just like the weird carbon fiber dash that you had, like the
cluster
gauge.
Yeah.
And just those TEs on that color, like was that just the standard like metallic gray, or was that a different color?
No, that was KH2. That was like the standard, R32 GTR color.
Man, I don't know what it is, but that just looked, maybe it was the rim combo or maybe the pictures, but man, that if I build another 32 through you guys, it's gonna be pretty much like that without the Jay Leno.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
You had SLs on there, right? Were they gunmetal SLs?
Yeah, they were pressed graphite color.
Yeah, it's so pretty. And I just think that is probably like the most dailyable 32, right? Like I bet that thing just got up and went when you wanted it to, but also it was a car. Like the thing that I'm running into with my 32, and me and Ed the other day, he sent me a thing like a rear seat delete, and I take my kids to school in my R35 right now, and I really enjoy taking them to school in it, and I just want to be that obnoxious guy that drops his kids off in a full-on race car, you know. So replacing a back seat with either airbags or nitrous bottles.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. I mean, so that brings us to this next thing, because this build, I'm assuming, started out to be that kind of car, right? You know, it started out to be this like dailyable.
Yeah, it started out as Ed's car.
Yeah,
like, let's make it just like that car.
Yeah. So what happened? Was that Chris's fault or your fault?
I can't blame Chris, but he didn't help. He didn't help at all, you know. But like at the end of the day, there's just a handful of skylines in Utah, you know, like very, very rarely do I see a skyline here in Utah. And I just really was thinking about it, and I'm in a financial situation to where I can afford to do this. Like, don't do this if you can't afford it. Like,
real talk.
Get Ed's car, you know, get something that maybe is just a little bit out of the league, but don't go all in. Like, don't do me. Don't Prius 1,000 horsepower R32. But so it just kind of built. It built, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then honestly, it was a weekend, and I try not to bother Chris on the weekend because he's old and he's probably reading a newspaper talking about fishing somewhere.
That's a pot calling the kettle black right there.
Yeah.
Not old.
Dude, he's older than me by at least 10 years, I think. But anyways, I was like, on Monday, I'm going to reach out to him about this Garage Active wide body kit. And like 20 minutes later, I get like a text from him. He's like, what do you think of this? And I was like, yes, do that. Like, I want that for sure. And honestly, you know, just as a guy who's, it's his first time coming into this kind of a build, your timeline doesn't matter because it's out of your control. Like, this car, if it was up to me, it would have been done in October, but it's not up to me. It's Garage Active, the thing's hand built by a small group of people who go in and build it on a car, put it in some cardboard and ship it across the ocean. That took a very long time, and understandably, you know, the wheels. I mean,
they're still being built.
Yeah, we ordered them probably a couple months ago.
Yeah, in January.
You know? January.
And basically PRP and Nitto, the two like really big GTR manufacturers, they're located in Australia, you know, so everything just takes more time when it comes to doing something like this and doing it right, because we could have done 1,000 horsepower on a stock RB and it would have lasted 2 weeks. But instead, Chris probably asked if I wanted an RB30, and I said, yeah. And then he asked me if I wanted a 6-speed. I said, yeah. Maybe it is Chris's fault.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it, you know.
Yeah, and you know, me and you had this conversation the other day, Dan. We're at a point with this car where skipping anything doesn't make sense. Like,
no.
If this thing needs to be done to make this right, like, I don't want to spend any more money on it. But how stupid would it be if I got to 95% and was like, that's it?
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, look at those seats. Those seats took like a month and a half to get here.
Yeah, or more actually.
No,
yeah, it was a long time.
They took a while. I think they came like via C-mail.
Yeah. Shout out to Used Racing Parts on Instagram, and he gives you options too. Like, do you need it soon?
Yeah, we could have gotten them sooner. Yeah.
And we didn't, because like those were like the first thing to show up.
Yeah, which is crazy, but it's wild. I mean, like, just the amount of parts alone, like we're still like going, like every Monday we have a meeting like with a company, and you know, whether your car is currently being worked on or if it's still in the back, like we go over every single car. And I'm pretty sure every time we get to your car, we stop and we talk about something else different that, okay, are we waiting on this? What do we have? Like, what are we doing for this specific thing?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this, figure out what we want to do. Like, there's just like this, there's so many parts on your car. Like,
I mean, it's gonna be brand new.
yeah.
It
I mean,
really
like-
is. I mean, it's a shell right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Are the windows out?
not yet.
No, the glass guy actually had surgery on his arm. Shout out to the glass guy. So he says he's gonna try to be back to work next week. So
I mean,
Yeah.
There's a million and one other things that can be done to that car.
Yeah.
I know.
So we've got like currently, you guys haven't seen it on the YouTube channel. We've got a couple videos coming out, like as far as the build series of this car that we're doing. But we're to the point now where you guys can be looking up or looking forward to this too. But we've got it to where the entire interior is stripped out, dash, all of the wiring, the entire chassis harness. Yeah, everything is stripped out of the car. The only thing that's on the car really left are the front and rear subframes, suspension, and the suspension. Everything else is pulled off. So we got to get the glass out so we can start doing. We got to get it to a bare chassis before we can really start doing stuff.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. And then there's another video coming out where we got the mock-up engine in the car. So that's where it sits right now.
With that intake manifold.
Yeah. Intake manifold sitting
I don't even know if I've logged that. I need to get a video of that before that, because we got the mock-up engine. I'm talking to all of YouTube here, but we got the mock-up engine in, and then Josh goes, walks up front and grabs the intake manifold, and he comes back real gingerly and sets it on there, and we're like,
It looks good.
it's amazing. Yeah.
And just so you guys know, it's black and silver, and this red anodized stuff that's down below these two, that's the longer one. I believe that's the
coil pack.
Yeah. So this is the coil pack bracket. You got your cam gears, and trigger kit, and what else?
Yeah, for the mechanical fuel pump,
for the
and
mechanical.
the other one is for the trigger.
And then we have some valves sitting here, some head studs.
Your turbo, your seats.
Yeah. Ooh, those seats.
So yeah, I mean, so everything is going to be. Well, I don't know. Should we reveal the color yet? Let's not reveal the color of the car.
The color of the car? Are we changing the color of the car?
No, I'm just wondering if we should tell people what it's going to be.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't care.
I mean,
as long
it's
as
not-
it's not that yellow that's on the inside. Do you guys care if I show the kids at home what the inside of this car looks like?
It's fine with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for
ahead.
it.
So there's Dan was like, there's some yellow stuff in your car, and he wasn't kidding at all. Like, so I just like took screen grabs as he sent me these videos, and like the whole car is yellow on the inside.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like, I don't know why. Like, I was telling them, like, because they did this, like if you've ever heard of stitch welding, like they do that with your chassis.
Right here.
Yeah, so you can see it in there. Yeah, but it's riveted together, and they rivet it. So, like, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of rivets in this chassis, which is really nice because it's just adding structure to the chassis. But what I'm thinking they did is they took the sound insulation out too, the factory stuff. So like it probably looked like not super good. And sanded everything down, and then they stitch welded everything, or riveted everything. So I think what they did is they were like, hey, all right, we need to start putting stuff back together. Should we paint this? And they just like went to a shelf and were like, we got yellow, like, okay, it'll be carpeted and all interior over it anyway. But yeah, that's the only, like, I'm thinking that's why they did that, is because that's what they had.
Right.
Like, I don't think they would have like actually used yellow if they thought about it. But
yeah, and like I've only, like, the funny thing is I've put a ton of money into this car and I've only driven it for like 10 minutes. But when I was driving it, it was really loud inside the car. And I remember just being shocked by it. And I was like, I wonder if they took the sound deadening out, and they did. Like,
well, it had dynamite and stuff.
Well, it was like fake dynamite. It looked like the stuff you get from Lowe's. Like it's real thin and like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have any weight to it.
To be fair, that exhaust that was on your car, it is a loud exhaust. It goes Egan, what is it called? I don't remember the number, but we had it on another GTR, and it's very domey inside the car.
It has a trumpet tip on it too. Like, it's like, just so you know, this is going to be loud. Yeah, and I said that to Dad, and he just like sent me back like a dumb face emoji. Like, if you thought your car was loud then, you know. Just like,
you've mentioned it several times to me, like talking to me, like, yeah, I don't want it to be too loud. And I'm literally just like, dude, it's going to be loud. Like, there's no way it's not going to be loud.
It's honestly, it's my wife. Because like because I take my kid to school in my 35 and I go out into the garage and I cold start that thing in the morning in January when it's like 20 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And it wakes up the whole neighborhood. I get it, you know, but honestly, I'm probably not going to be taking my kids to school, and so she probably won't care. But the cold start on the 32 is going to be probably stupid loud.
Well, I mean, like the cold starts aren't super bad on like the inline sixes. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Like we've got an R35 right here, and the cold start on this thing like shakes the shop. Like when we turn it on in the showroom, it's like, you know.
And also for those who've never been in an R35 when it launches, like it's jarring. It is jarring. Like,
yeah.
I'm not kidding. Like I went from dailying a Prius to an R35. the Prius is still in the driveway, but it's whatever, you know?
Yeah.
But I drive the 35 every chance that I get. And I remember when I launched it the first time, I was like, this is impossible. There's a faster car out there.
Right.
You know, then you drive it for a couple weeks and you're like,
and then it's normal.
Fast.
Yeah. See, that's what would happen with that R32 that I owned. Like I would drive it, you know, every day for a couple of weeks. And I just like, man, it doesn't feel that fast. And then we'd get a car in we had a GTR that came in with the TO4R HKS single turbo, and that thing, when you hit boost, it just, it was white. It was pearl white.
Oh, okay.
It was like 3 years ago probably, but that thing, I mean, it just like right around the same time, and I was like, man, I almost thought about seeing if I could do a little swap-a-rooski with Chris about it, but I'm glad I didn't. But
yeah, with the turbo.
No, like the whole car, because it was white. It was a great looking car.
Is it the one from the intro from last season with the cage?
No. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. Now we can talk about it. Or if you find me a picture of it, I can pull it up on screen share.
But then like, I guess back to how it got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It just was time, you know, like just the more time you have to think about your car, the more things that become available, the more people got involved. I mean, there's a group chat right now with a bunch of the Driver Motorsports guys, me, Herman from PRP, and the dude from Garage Active. And I'm a huge Motive video or Motive DVD fan. If you don't know who they are, go check them out. They've got awesome Skyline content from Australia. But Herman is in many of their videos, and he's got so many. He's responsible for so many of the fastest R32s, 3s, and 4s on Earth. And he's like giving input on the car, and it's awesome to, you know, because you guys know what you're doing. He knows what he's doing. I'm just the money guy, I guess.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. It's been weird because it's I don't know, like, I mean, me and you talk almost every day.
Yeah.
Really. Which is weird because it's like through this we've become, you know, good friends, and it's weird to like, I don't know, it's like I come to work and work on my friend's car.
Yeah.
So it's like it's exciting for me, like, because I've created this like personal relationship for you, and when I get to work on the car, like I'm excited to work on it. because you're a cool dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and like
and I'm excited for you to like have this thing when it's done, you know, like it's going to be so insane. I mean, like really, there's not going to be another R32 like this car on the planet,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, I can't find another garage active wide body kit outside of Japan, like,
Yeah.
let alone Australia, United States, Canada. Like, this is the one. And like, just Google or YouTube garage active, you know, like if you're a 32 or if you're a fan of Skylines, you've probably stumbled across their cars, and like a lot of the big YouTubers have videos of them just like drooling on the garage active wide body, because, you know, what I love about the Skylines are the body lines, and, you know, the R32 that you guys did for the black wide body,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was boxier, and, you know, it was still cool, but it took away a lot of the things from the 32 that I love. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Those
know,
factory
so
body
originally it
lines
was
are
like,
just.
he's like,
so
you want a
good.
wide body? And I was like, no. And then that came about, and
Now it's
yeah.
going wide body.
Well, yeah, I mean the garage active kit is literally just that stock. It's the same stock body line, the same the same
Front
fender
bumper.
structure,
The front bumper is the 32.
except for it's just a lot wider. You
Yeah.
know, so it just accentuates the stuff that you really do like about them. You know, so I'm so stoked. I'm not gonna be happy when when we cut your car up, but it's gonna be exciting as soon as one of them fenders goes on there.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't want like a Rocket Bunny style bolt-on fender.
Yeah, the
that's just,
Pandem.
yeah, that's just not my thing. Like, sometimes you see them and they look good, but it's not my style.
Yeah.
And, you know, some of you might know, I bought a R34, a white one, and it's chilling in Japan, and we'll get it here as soon as we can. But like, you don't touch R34's body lines. Like, you're an asshole. If you, like if you change that, like, we're gonna add carbon to the exterior, but like, that's it. Like, that's a perfect car. It's a perfect car.
Yeah, I mean the 34s are collector's cars.
But then,
I mean, people could make that case for 32s, but there's a lot of 32s.
yeah, there's
you know.
less 34s than the other two, than 33s and 32s. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 6,800 R34 GTRs.
And I got one of them.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, I was going to talk to you about it too. I think we should take off your wing. I really like wingless R34s. I think it sets them apart.
I'm sorry, man. We're not doing that.
Wait, which wing does it have though?
I'm actually gonna get the the
Extension?
taller one. Like the
Yeah,
taller the taller carbon one.
Yeah, that one looks good.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, there's an R34 called Reaper, like R34, I don't know, but it's basically got the same engine that we're doing in my 32, the 3.2 stroker with the same turbo that we're doing. I think we're doing a slightly different variant of the turbo, but it's got that taller wing, and it's also just the same white. Man, that car makes my heart stop.
Yeah, I mean white, like the white 34s are the sexiest ones.
Yeah.
And
I
we've
think
all-
white R chassis in general are my favorite color.
Oh, speaking of white, I sent you the picture of the white.
Yeah.
too.
Let's see how I can
Yeah,
do
dude,
this.
white R30.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, and for sure we're doing TEs on the 34. Like,
Yes. Oh God, how do I?
do you want to drop it in chat, and or send it to me on Facebook, and I'll post it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, just do that, Ed. 2 computers, 5,000, so many things going on. There we go.
I'm gonna use my phone.
You're gonna use your phone.
I'm actually kind of I thought of something right after you guys took the motor and stuff out of the 32, is how cool it would have been if we would have done a baseline dyno pull on it.
Yeah, he said that the other night, and I was like, I'm so pissed. Like,
Yeah, like, we could have just been like, you know, trumpet sounding exhaust, and then just
Yeah.
pan right over to that thing holding tight, like just trying to come off the dyno.
yeah, dude, it's been getting me excited about these RB30s, and I see Jeff Shire in the chat here, but his car's been on the dyno, and it just sounds so good.
I'm so
That sounds
excited.
Like
I
the
can't wait.
RB30, it's like like Ed explained it earlier today, and I thought it was a pretty good comparison. Like if you listen to an RB20 to like a 25 and then to a 26, like how it just gets a little more
Better.
gritty, like and better and deeper. It's just even more so on the 30. So I think 3.2.
Yeah, it's going to be even more.
Yeah, especially with the naughty cams we're putting in it.
Yeah,
pretty nice.
They're gonna have some chop.
Yeah, I'm excited just to see what Josh's intake manifold is, and also Jeff's car is gorgeous. I'm not a fan of wingless 32s, but that car's perfect. Like
it is.
Yeah,
I love that
the little bit back there, that yellow with those, and it's such a good looking car.
Yeah, I mean, you can look for hours on Jeff's car and still find new stuff to look at. It's an amazing car.
I'm excited to be in that category.
Yeah.
Yep. RB30 category.
It's just kind of a bummer. Like, unless we can get Jeff to bring his down when I fly out when it's finished, like Jeff, you should make it down. If I don't know how far you are, but that'd be cool if we could just go for a cruise. That'd be a fun vlog.
Yeah, that really would.
Well, I mean, realistically, if we can have it, when's our fall open house?
For 3rd.
I mean, Jeff, you're gonna have to
not
come
be October,
guys. Oh man, but yeah, dude. So what do you? I know you've talked to me about plans of stuff you want to do with the car. So kind of talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So originally the car, went from being, Ed's car to like Ed's car, but more race car-y, because here in Utah we've got a really, really nice track, and I wanted to go track it. And then it just started getting too nice to track. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, if somebody bumps me and I have to get another garage active piece, like, that's going to take months to get, and it's going to cost so much. Like, believe me, if you see me on the street and you got a problem, I'll give you the smoke. But like, I'm not taking. I'll probably take it around the track, but like, I'm not gonna beat the piss out of it. But really, like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna put it in all the car shows here in Utah. There's a dude that has an old Shelby Cobra, and he wins the majority of the car shows. I can't wait to go break his heart. Like, I can't wait till he rolls off with the 2nd place ribbon, and I'm just like, Japan. And then if he wants to go race, I'll crank it up.
Yeah,
man.
That's sick.
So, but randomly I'll just like, and that's the problem, is that it's taking so much time. Is that like one day I'll be out throwing to my dog, and I'll be like, man, I really want nitrous on this thing for no reason other than having nitrous. So I text Chris and I'm like, Chris, I want nitrous on it, even if we never use it. And he's like, yeah, purge valves by the front. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. But now I'm like, what if, my car is like 550, 600 at the wheel on low boost, and a C8 Corvette rolls up on me. Granted, I'll smoke him, but let's say I really want to hurt some bald eagle's feelings. Like, I'm going to flip that on, and I'm really going to hurt his feelings. Or, like, I want to make sure that it'll go. So, like, if we do a low boost and nitrous, I'm into it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think you'll need it, honestly.
But,
I think,
Yeah. I mean,
you never know. You're right.
Because here's the thing. Like, I've been beat in my 35, never from a stop, but from a roll. I got beat by a BMW M6 competition. Those are a twin turbo V8, 600 horsepower. Mine has 565 horsepower. So he was pulling on me. It was a fast car.
Right.
But nothing's beating my 32. Like, if my kids want to race me to the end of the street, they're not beating me. I'm not giving them that W. Like, so I can't take a W in this car. I'm going to put too much into it, And back to what I was saying earlier before I got derailed. In Utah, there's not a lot of 32s, and I just want, when people see my car, it's the ultimate 32. It's what they have in their head is, oh my God, that's a Skyline. But not only is it a Skyline, like it checks every box.
Right.
Like works wheels, check, you know, gurney flap, check,
Yeah.
big front mount, check. Oh my God, are those wheels 13 feet wide? Check, you know.
Can we say the wheel specs, or is that a no-no?
I think that's a no-no.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean,
they're wide.
They're big.
yeah, I mean, I think we could. They're 19 by 12 and a half.
Yeah. Well, 12. I think it's
Maybe
just
12.
Yeah.
Either
they're
way,
19
it's a
by
lot.
12.
That's what the
offset
Enzo
then.
Ferrari has.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
won't say that.
Yeah,
It's
the
the same width as
offsets.
the Enzo Ferrari.
Yeah, they're insane.
Just for reference, this is a 9-inch wheel.
Yeah, that's a 9-inch wheel.
So you're looking.
Yeah, and we're putting airbags on it, so it can really go. So I think we're doing 295s is the rubber that's going on them. So they're gonna tuck just a little bit, but that's just for the fitment, right? Like
Yeah.
but 295 square is insane.
Yeah, it's not the playlist. I mean, what does your 35 have? 285s in the front and
285s in the rear, and I think 265s on the front.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, and not as expensive as I thought. Just so because I've been looking at 19 by 12. Like those are like full on paychecks for tire.
It's not like a
also-
drifter.
Before you get into a 35, just know that it costs a lot. Like,
Yeah.
Make sure that you can afford it if you want that one. Like,
Yes.
it's a fantastic car, and you want one. I'm telling you, you want one. But just be able to afford it. Don't
Yeah.
do stupid things. They got too many other really cool cars there that can go just as fast that you can
Yeah.
probably afford.
I honestly, I wouldn't even test drive one unless you can afford it because I've driven 3 of them now, and I love them. Like
Yeah.
I would drive one every day. Like
I mean,
I've
I
driven
do.
all stock one. This one right here that made 670 on the dyno.
Golly.
On pump gas. Like I mean, it's awesome. Like I would drive one every day. They're
Like,
comfortable.
and the looks you get, it's fun, man.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And I love the sound too. I mean, I'm not really a V6 type of guy, but I
You
really
need-
do
you
like
need
the sound.
exhaust. You
Yeah.
need exhaust. Like stock
Yeah.
exhaust sounds like butt.
Do you have stock exhaust?
Yeah, I was gonna leave it stock because I was gonna sell it, but I
Yeah.
just like it too much. I don't want to sell it.
Yeah.
I might trade it in. If I trade it in, it's gonna be for something like a 2021 Corvette or something. Like this is just cool but honestly, I love this car.
I mean, what's not to love? That's
Yeah.
I mean, that really.
The only
Yeah,
thing
and-
that I'm not a fan of is just how big they are.
Yeah, parking them is kind of rough. Like trying to see over the humps, because the
Yeah.
hood like comes up, so you can't see the corners. Like it's difficult. It's kind of sketchy at first.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they look.
Yeah.
God,
But
and
you asked
sound.
me what other cars were I'm thinking about doing builds on, right? Did you ask me that like 10 minutes ago?
No, but I know you're
Oh.
going to tell us your ideas.
I mean, if you want, I thought
Go
you asked.
ahead, man.
Please do.
So me and Chris have talked about Supras. I really want a Supra, a Mark IV. I'd love that. I want an NSX, but I'm too big. But I want to do a Hakosuka real bad, like a late 60s Skyline, right? That's the years.
Yeah.
We'd have to import one that is not that and make it that. But I want to put like ITBs on it and like just have it be sick. Like put an RB like 30 or 26 in there with like naturally aspirated with like the ITBs. Just it'd be so sick to have.
Like a high compression NA.
Titanium exhaust.
Yeah.
goodness.
Whew.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
how cool would that be?
Super cool.
And this is the one that I ran by Dan and Chris the other day. I really want to build a Fox Mustang, like a 1991 notchback Mustang.
Buy it.
Yeah, Dad. But like that was my first car, was like a Fox Mustang. My first car is actually a 68 Bronco, but it was my first car. And like it was a 4-cylinder, and then I got a 5.0, and I put a diesel sized turbo on it, and I don't know how it lived as long as it did, but I think it'd be sick to have like a black Fox Mustang that's lowered just right and has TEs on it, because that's going to piss off everybody.
Some
Yeah.
bronze tees.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude.
All right. I see that.
But
Yeah.
like
Super JDM Fox body.
yeah. And like honestly, like maybe make that like the car that I beat up at autocross. You know, don't make it 1,000 horsepower. Make it so that it's got 350, 400 at the wheels, but you know, it's gutted and it weighs 2,500 pounds, and you know, just looks good and sounds good, and you can honestly run it forever because it's got a Coyote in it, you know, or whatever. And me and Dan, we even talked about throwing a 2J in there. Like, how sick would that be?
A 2J Fox body. And then you sent me a video of a dude with a 2J Fox body, and I'm like, now you talking.
Afternoon.
I was like, I mean, Chris is probably not going to turn down a build, but like if it's an American motor, I don't think he's going to do it. Like it'd have to be a JDM drivetrain and an American.
Real talk. I messaged him and he goes, Coyote or LS?
Chris, what are you doing?
Hey, but we would make it sick. We'd make it sick. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You can make those cool.
What were we talking about the other night where we were talking about making it all-wheel drive?
Oh, the truck, like a Datsun.
Yeah. I was talking to him about like the dream that I've wanted to do, which is like a Datsun, like the 626, the old Datsun trucks.
Oh yeah.
With like a Haku front end, wide body, and try and do like our all-wheel drive RB26 platform in there.
That'd be sick.
It's so sick. And then do like tubular chassis on the rear end, and like exposed coilovers, like the arches. Oh yeah, there's that car.
Yeah, look at that thing.
That thing's sick.
Yeah.
And it was undermounted TO4R.
That's a big turbo under there.
It was.
Sorry guys,
White.
we're all over the place.
Yeah, dude. Dude, that's what makes podcasts fun though.
Yeah. Well, and originally I wanted a white one. I wanted a white 32, and I wanted to have a really aggressive carbon fiber hood and carbon fiber trunk, you know, and a carbon fiber gurney flap, but still super wide. You know, I just think it would make all the details pop, but there's just something menacing about a black 32.
It really is.
Well, we just
No, we didn't.
no, we didn't.
There's just something menacing about a black R32.
Yeah, I just got scolded by Chris in chat. He said, "I'm on the phone," because I screamed. He's on the phone with somebody, and he like never talks on the. He doesn't talk on the phone like this. He talks on the phone like this.
Now he's coming out.
Now he's coming to yell at us. See, we're talking about you wanting to put American motors and American cars at Driver Motorsports.
American motors in American cars?
Yeah.
No, you mean 2J in a Fox body.
No, that's cool too. That's cool.
That's what we were talking about. And then Brad just happened to mention that he messaged you about building a Fox body, and you responded with Coyote or LS, not 2J or RB.
Man, that's just normally what we would put.
That was worth a yell. That was worth a scold.
Yo, listen.
Yeah.
I'll take the slap on the wrist for that one. He said, "I apologize, Lord. I apologize."
On the phone.
Oh my
Chris.
gosh. Fox
But,
body 2J.
I don't know. I'm just grateful for Driving Motorsports and all you guys. You know, this is just so cool to me. You know, like it's kind of like it's cool for you to be sending a guy that you like the pictures of his cars that are getting built. Like it's so much cooler that like I've got a relationship with everybody at the shop except for Josh, because I think Josh would hate me because I'm so loud and he's not that. Like,
No, he'd probably hate you because you keep wanting different stuff.
But it's not different stuff, it's bigger stuff.
No, Josh would get along with you for sure because you want to do big numbers and he's about that.
Yeah.
He's not so much about how a car looks. It's more about how or how
Outperforms.
How
Well-
it gets down.
it's more about how fast it is, more so than how it even performs.
Yeah, but that's the way Josh
Yeah, I
is,
mean,
man.
he's-
Ever since
he's
I've
a
been with him,
drag
he's
racing
all
guy.
about some speed.
Yeah, I wanna half mile it. We have half mile events here in Utah, and
Oh, that'd
you
be
know,
sick.
yeah, I think this is going to be a good car for that.
Yeah, you'll be happy you have six gears for that.
And I'm honestly like I'm really excited because I'll take my 35 down and I'll take my 32 down, and you know like my dad could drive my 35 on the half mile.
Yeah,
like,
he'd have a blast.
yeah, and like I would love to line up because those 35s just they get out so hard. Me as a human, it'd be tough to match that, but it
Yeah.
would be cool to just see at what point and how fast do I pass it.
Yeah,
Just
because
for
I
a
mean,
roll,
don't you? Yeah, you normally just kind of take off anyways and then hit it anyways.
I guess it depends. You know, some of them are the roll, but some of them are a standing half mile. So I guess
Oh yeah, okay.
I guess it just depends. If it's honestly any kind of a roll, I think anything outside of first gear, I'm gonna walk away from the 35. Probably run away from the 35.
Yeah, I think from a launch, the 35 will eat you for like a good bit, but the top end on the 32 is gonna
Yeah.
destroy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and you know, I think something else that's cool that is going on with my car is there's a lot of new technologies in it, right? You know, the Haltech and the dash. I don't know if we're gonna announce it, but we're doing a digital dash, which is kind of a bummer because I love the 32, but I also don't want to have gauges all over everything, and it's just
Right.
nice to have them all right there. And you know, like I said with the rear seat delete, you know, we're doing airbags, we're doing nitrous, we're doing a mechanical fuel pump, and
We're gonna have a fueling
then we
system
have to
in the
have
trunk.
third tank. So
Yeah.
like, there's not room.
No.
So getting rid of the back seat's actually pretty nice because now we can, you know, put either the nitrous and the airbags in the back seat or one or the other, which will give us more room. And me and Dan have been going back and forth on what we're going to do with the stereo because I need some boom boom in there.
Yeah. Well, we've got ideas. I think that once we get the rear seat delete in and we get the airbags and we get the fueling system set up, and we can add that in really at any point. So it's so we're basically going to have to go through that. I mean, I looked at like the idea we were talking about, which was like putting a
So-
10 on that shelf. I'm wondering if we could do like 2 8s up there, because there's some pretty sick 8s that actually have really good bass, and
Is
they're
that what's in the
compact.
35?
What's that?
Is that 30? Is it 2 8s in the 35?
Yeah, I think it's 1 or 2 8s in the 35.
Because that gets down like it. And this is a real dumb comparison, but my Highlander has like the upgraded Bose system in it with the
Yeah.
subwoofer, and that's not shit compared to the sound system that's in 35.
Yeah. We kind of started talking about this a little bit, but let's talk about
Let's talk about some more of the parts that are going on.
parts, because there's a lot of them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like you got this ginormous
So
precision turbo.
so
system.
let's start just on the drivetrain alone, like just the motor. So everything that PRP makes.
Yeah.
So literally, so the Kinsler mechanical fuel pump, starting their cam bracket, their cam gears, and their trigger.
Yeah.
the coil packs piece, the red thing.
The
that's
coil
right there.
pack with
Yeah.
the R35 coil pack conversion.
Yeah.
And stems. We've got
Comfort cam.
comfort cams,
Tech valves going in it.
Nitto
3.3
crank.
stroker.
Yeah, Nitto 3.2 stroker. Comes
They're-
with JE pistons.
And every upgrade from Nitto, we were just like, yep.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
the upgraded what is
The
it?
six-
I-beam? Sorry guys, I'm not a car guy. I just own one.
Yeah, yeah, and then the ARP 625 plus hardware. That's what this is right here. Those are your head studs. So all of it's got the craziest, awesomest hardware in it you can get too. So it's going to be just solid.
And the
Machine-
Nitto oil.
the drain back.
Yeah, the oil pump,
Oil pump.
drain back. We have the PRP girdle that goes on it that got machined and fit.
Yeah, which is it's a huge undertaking
Yeah.
because this is really the first time we've done it, and our machine shop has really kind of been, tackling it too. I mean, PRP makes it really easy. Their instructions are really
Yeah. They're
like
great.
second to none.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, every single step, every little fine little thing that you'd need to know, it's on there. But Kowalski's been doing that, and I think they've got that pretty much done,
Yeah.
or at least with a brace.
A lot of the machining work
Yeah.
on the block is done. There's still some more that needs to be done, but a lot of it's done.
I mean, it's this brace that sits. I mean, for the guys at home that don't know, like, go to PRP's website, or maybe Brad, if you could pull that up.
I'll show
their
you the
block
picture you
brace.
sent me, if
yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah. So they've got their block brace, and it's got this. We're doing the one with integrated main caps, so that gets line board for the crank. What bearings are we doing?
ACL race bearings.
Okay.
Yeah. So got the rod bearings in the other day. We were waiting to order those.
Yeah.
Those just came in. I dropped them off the machine shop.
So here's my brace,
Yeah.
and they they were nice enough to laser etch my car's name into it, which is pretty cool.
Yay.
And I mean, it just takes the place of it. Like,
I mean, like it's pretty crazy how much stuff that has to be done, like to make this fit and then how much more the block has to be modified to make everything work. Because I mean,
something
just
that made me laugh is when you introduced these, you're like, these bad dads right here. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But like, it's beautiful. Like,
It
that's
is.
a work of art.
yeah,
I mean, the biggest issues with 26s is them cracking
yeah,
down there. Just like the small cracks. What that does is it just basically holds your entire block together
yeah,
where it would, where it's weakest.
And it's an RB30, so it's got extra.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing, the spacers for the subframe to lower the engine. What is that? What are those called? The PRP.
Yeah, they're just subframe spacers, and
Yeah.
then I CNC cut some, which you'll see in the build series. But we CNC cut some just for the trans itself.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Everything's fitting really good. I think we're gonna clear. I don't see why not. I think with stock valve covers, I don't think you would clear. I think, I don't think you'd clear the hood with the deck height and everything. But with the aftermarket PRP,
I think we are doing stock valve
are
covers.
we?
We're gonna try.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might have to space her down a little bit more.
We might have
We'll
to.
see. But yeah, I thought we were doing like the PRP.
No,
Maybe
we have
not.
another build that is.
Okay,
I think
that's
we're
right.
just
We have a
doing
lot of builds.
I just got the go ahead from Chris to show more pictures. I don't know what pictures to show though. So I do have the picture of, I guess it's probably, let's see. Yeah, so here's the dummy motor, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, whew,
Yeah. There we go.
man, that right there, my goodness, like that thing is just gorgeous.
It really is.
Then you can see the yellowness inside that car.
What radiator are we doing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I believe that's to be determined
Okay.
based off of.
I was
turbo
just thinking
placements.
that now
Yeah.
because I think we know what intercooler we're doing.
Yeah.
But I don't think we know what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were talking about hiding it underneath the
Mhm.
radiator support to give it a little bit more room.
Yeah.
But then we'd also have to move all the AC stuff forward a little further forward too.
Well, we could. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
To be determined.
That's just stuff that once we get into it, like we'll figure it out. I mean, that's how a lot of this stuff is though. I mean, we plan and prep with parts and go through the entire build in our heads basically and on paper, several times and spend hours going through everything. But even then there's still some things that we're not going to know until we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pulling up the render that I've got as my
Oh yeah.
in my home conference room. But
So you guys can get like a little sneak peek sneak peek of what this thing's going to look like. We've got some really cool custom stuff that we're doing. We won't tell everybody what we're doing. I guess with everything, but there's going to be some really cool custom stuff that's done. Some fab stuff. I know we're building a custom exhaust manifold, and intake. No, not intake. It's got the yeah.
Intercooler piping. We got to do a custom downpipe
exhaust
for the the exhaust manifold that's custom.
Yeah.
We're doing quafe diffs.
Yep.
Front and rear. We're doing, what else are we doing? Oh, the whole fuel system's gonna be Nuke Performance.
Yeah.
Yeah. We really like the way their stuff looks, and it looks nice quality, so we're gonna check them out.
Yeah. So we're gonna have are we doing 2 external pumps in the back? Are we doing 1 in tank, like a lift pump, and then a?
Oh.
Yeah.
He has a diagram of how exactly we're doing it. I know it's changed a couple of times, but it's gonna be sick. So yeah, all that stuff. I don't know if Chris has ordered it yet. I know I don't know. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
For GTR.
Something I'm really pumped on is stuff I don't know about. I'm excited to see the details, like pit my ride, except for actually a good car at the end.
Not a busted car at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, R34 6-speed, which we found is a little bit, we're going to have to do a little bit of work because of the block brace on the RB30 or RB30 being lowered,
Mm-hmm.
The oil pan bolts. So we'll have to we're going to have to add some metal to the bell housing or either side of it to bolt it in and re-drill everything. But we're doing 1-piece drive shaft.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
Just the other day.
Sorry this took so long.
Oh, it's Gucci.
This is just like a render of what it's going to look like when it's finished.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I think this was photoshopped by Ed's wife.
Yep. By Rhonda. She knocked it out.
But yeah, man, I guess that's the sneak peek of the wheels, guys. That's
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Like those wheels they speak to my soul.
What mirrors were those? Were those Ganadors? They're like
those are
thinner than Ganadors.
I think they're garage active.
Are they?
Yeah, no, those are Ganadors.
Those are Ganadors?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm very excited. But something else that's cool is like probably everybody else who's into Skylines, it's Paul Walker's R34 Skyline transmission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out
That's
of one of
super
his
cool.
34s. Like that's cool. As dumb as it is, like I'm excited to be, shifting a transmission that he shifted at one point. Like that's cool to me.
I mean, it's just super cool and it's really it's just totally random.
Yeah.
We
found out after the
Just
fact.
happened to mention to it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, we got the trans, and he was like, after he shipped it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this was Paul Walker's, one of his."
Yeah.
Yeah. So there wasn't a Paul Walker tax.
No,
there wasn't.
So,
Well, I mean, I don't know if anyone's checked the prices on R34 GTR transmissions lately, but there really doesn't need to be any extra tax on those things.
yeah, no kidding.
so this is what Chris just sent me to show.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what the fuel system is going to look like.
Yeah, so we'll do a lift pump and then prime pump. What do we got to check about? Okay, yeah, relatively.
Simple, right?
Well, really,
Yeah.
this is just fuel tank into a swirl pot, into a prime pump, tease into everything else and loops.
Which none of this makes any sense to me. Like I've watched the Motive Garage video on the Kinsler pump like 5 times, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. But I'm not a car guy, so I gotta work on them. And honestly, that's the other thing. I told Chris this car needs to be 100%. Like, I need to not do any work to it.
Right.
And that's because I've got too much respect for the car. I will break that thing. Like, Like, you guys are gonna do it right. Like, I don't want to call you and be like, hey man, I didn't put enough oil in it. Like,
Please don't do that.
No, 100%. It's honestly one of my biggest fears is that I get it and something happens to it, like before SEMA or before PRI or something, like somebody steals it, which is a huge concern for no reason because it lives in my garage,
Yeah.
like just those kinds of things are, it's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I mean, we talked the other night about like finding a good ceramic coat place and like a clear brawl on the front.
Yeah.
Just any preventative maintenance that we can do.
Yep.
And that he can do to preserve it.
Yeah,
too.
that's a good call.
Yeah.
And
So
if I could just go to like a car wash that just sprays on it, and then I can leave, where I could just do that and not.
no,
have
you need
get
to.
out and
I'm not
scrub
going to advocate watching other people's YouTubes because people should only be watching ours. But Obsessed Garage.
Oh yeah.
He's really good about detailing.
Yeah, he is. Oh,
He's like super OCD. Like it's actually he's
Literally.
been like diagnosed with it. So
Yeah.
like but no, he's like really informative.
he is.
And that's really good stuff to watch. So if you like watching people wash cars and learning about that, we use a lot of his techniques here.
Yeah.
A lot.
He did a really big detail video on Adam LZ's Midnight Purple 3 R34.
Oh yeah.
And he did like a really long detail on a GT2 RS, which I believe is his. But like, me and Dan have had so many conversations about the Porsche GT2 RS or just Porsches in general. Like, you could literally paint them shit green and it would be gorgeous. like it would look amazing. On any other car, it would look bad. I don't think you agree with me.
Ed doesn't like Porsches unless they're the
Beatles.
yeah.
Jeremy Clarkson says Beatles.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Granted, you do like the older 911s.
I like the 911 Carrera GT.
Yeah.
That I like because it doesn't look like a Beetle.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't see a Beetle at all. Like, what do you like? Yo, that's amazing.
Nah, look at the headlights. Beetle.
I mean, I look at everything else too, though. Whew. Anyways.
Yeah, those cars are sick.
Yeah. What if I roll up next to one of those, Ed? Like, I have to have nitrous.
Good.
I think the GT2 RS has like 700 something. So
GT2 is turbos and
Yeah.
GT3 is in there.
yeah,
It's fine. You'll be able to hook up. They won't.
it's true. Two-door or two-wheel drive.
Yep.
Engine.
They might blow a head gasket. They're an opposing engine. You never know.
What head gasket? What's my head gasket situation?
So we're actually in talks with the machine shop about using a copper gasket, and then we're talking about also doing some special stuff around the cylinders to help it. I think it's called a fire seal to really make so. I mean, we could run whatever boost we wanted to it, and it's not going to blow a head gasket. Something else will melt or break first.
It's what they do to their drag cars, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
we're in the process of doing that. So it's going to be ridiculous. That is
Yeah.
another ridiculous thing on this ridiculous build.
yeah, and I really like. This is something else. I want to get one of the toe things to stick out the front too. That's newsflash.
Copperhead gasket.
Chris said no.
No copper head gasket.
No, it doesn't do good with water.
Oh,
that's yeah.
for
So you don't put any water.
So we couldn't hear Chris. What did he say?
Chris said we're not doing the copper because it doesn't do good with water.
yeah, so you can run it on cars that you know have or run an alcohol where you don't have to run any water.
Oh yeah, they don't. They just do one pass and shut her down, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what we're doing for head gasket. 'Cause I
Something
just
metal.
heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a metal of some sort, probably multi-layer. You know, I know we have head studs though.
Yeah. And the heads are going to get obviously.
Those are getting
Built.
machined out because they're
Yeah.
pretty aggressive cams.
These are 1 millimeter over valves too, so bigger valves, big old cams. It's gonna be. I can't wait to hear the chop.
That's all. I
Yeah.
tell that to Dan like at least 3 times a week. I'm just like, I want to hear it so bad.
Oh gosh, dude, it's crazy.
As
So
Chris said, it's going to sound like it's fist fighting the ground.
yeah, it will.
That's very visual.
On the exterior side of things, parts wise, N1 headlights.
Yes.
N1 headlights. Are we doing the driver motorsports grill on this? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I just didn't know if I had a garage active one. If there. Or if
No,
that
no,
was
no,
the-
no.
okay.
Even if they do, we're doing that.
Yeah. So we're doing
Yeah,
our
thanks.
grill. We've got garage active, full kit,
Garage
Full
active.
kit.
Gurney flap.
gurney
obviously.
flap.
Those crazy taillights. Not
Oh
not-
yeah.
The Infinity taillights.
Yeah, the ones, but I don't want any of the techno stuff. Just the red and the other colors are fine. I don't.
Yeah. We're doing that, and then what mirrors are we doing?
I don't know. I haven't ever heard. So that could be a secret.
Okay.
Huh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Ooh.
I know which ones I want to put on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is with it being the RB30, you know, they're taller. So instead of doing like a strut tower brace, you're gonna do like I don't know. Do you guys want to get into what you're gonna do with the strut tower brace?
I don't really want to get into it because I'm not exactly sure what we're doing. We're going to tie the strut tower bar, to the firewall in some way, shape, form.
Yeah. And then
Kind of
they're
like the
they're
old school
like
Tomei one,
Yeah.
where it's like 3-point, but it'll be something along those lines.
yeah, we've got a lot of ideas, but until we start, putting them to paper and on the car, we'll see how it.
Yeah, like we don't really know how we can incorporate those yet until we get the exhaust manifold made. Everything's connected. So or the biggest thing we're waiting on right now is the collector for the exhaust manifold.
Yeah.
So once we get that, then we can start making the exhaust manifold. Then we can, get our intercooler mounted, get our charge pipes up to it the same way on the other side from the intercooler to the intake. And then we can, we're also waiting on the intercooler, but
we've also got to cut the fender wells out.
Yeah. We'll figure out what we're doing with the fender wells.
And I want a dual pass radiator.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Faux show.
Yeah, and everything's gonna have a cooler on it.
All the coolers.
Yeah.
Why would you not?
And air conditioning. It's a must.
Yeah. So, are we still doing the Prius AC on this thing?
That's what they keep talking about.
Okay.
I think we're going to need the room
Yeah.
on that side of the engine. So we're going to do electric power,
Electric.
electric AC compressor.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah. That's another thing we have to put
That's
inside the car. That's
It's gonna be cool. AC.
somewhere there.
So my Prius has an electric one.
Yeah.
That's why it can still work. When you're just sitting at a stoplight and the car turns off, it's still blowing.
Oh
cold air.
yeah,
It's electric.
gang. Whew.
Yep.
That Prius life, baby. But real talk, I like my Prius a lot.
Dude, I have no complaints. I've driven them and I don't mind them.
I legit want to do a VIP. Like,
I always tag Dan in VIP Prius stuff because he's about it.
it's sick, dude. Like low with like some aggressive aero and blast pipes. Like,
Yo,
it's sick.
I was thinking like lowering one and putting TEs on. I think I've talked to you about this, Dan. And just like putting some sticky tires on it and taking it to autocross. Oh my gosh, like, dude,
It
put
would
it in
probably
power
do really
mode,
well
baby.
because they're pretty torquey.
It would do well until they put you in a class with hybrid vehicles and a Model 3 or Model S comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll still smoke them.
Driver mod.
I guess technically Teslas aren't hybrids. They're just electric. So you're probably good.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm not going for times. I'm just going to have fun. And yo, you wouldn't even ever have to take your foot off the floor. Like, you could be. It's like a go-kart.
Yeah. Just whip it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other parts that we have. Interior.
Yeah. We're doing a suede headliner, which is going to be awesome. Do you want the A pillars sueded as well?
Like it's kind of tough. Yeah, I guess in the back, right?
Yeah, the B and C, and then like the A coming down the front.
Well, the problem with that is the cage is in the way. But do it, but the cage is in the way. And also, we got to figure something out for the if we're gonna put shade, like the
banner.
What was that?
A banner.
No, the shade like you pull them down.
The visors.
Yeah, the visors in the car were whack. Like it's you got to make some cool carbon ones, or we just can't do.
Oh yeah, because it had those like see-through.
Yeah, well,
There was like the visors that poker players wear color.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like clipped to the cage because there's a bar that runs right across there.
Yeah, that's just like race car stuff you don't ever think about.
I mean, granted, you're gonna have a pretty sick banner that we won't talk all about that. I'm trying to.
Render.
Well, yeah, but we haven't talked about what it's going to be made out of and what we're doing.
No one knew it was going to be any different than the render till now, Dan.
Let's see. Chris in chat, he said something funny. He said it'll have a Prius AC, so full circle. You know, started with a Prius.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but yeah, just like there's so many little cool things that are going on here, and I was telling this to Ed the other day. Like, I put a lot of thought into do I put a special license plate on it, but I want the car to 100% speak for itself. Like, I'm gonna just whatever license plate they give me is the one that I get, because I don't want it to take away from all the other little pieces of the car. Like, I don't want that to be the thing that someone's like, oh, that says Gojira on it, or whatever but honestly, like, through the conversations that we've had and just in my mind how cool this car is, and with all the cool little things that we're doing, man, I just can't wait to just walk around it.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna cry. Probably
Be there with the vlog camera.
Yeah. Get the camera out of my face.
No, I think I mean, like, there's so much other stuff. Like, that's just the parts like that we've kind of gone through. Like, there's so much other stuff. Like, everything's going to be coated or powder coated, painted, or like there's not going to be an old bolt on this car.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be completely fresh or zinc coated.
Yeah, if they are old, they're going to be
zinc coated.
Yeah.
And dress
Like
up bolts is going to come in and put it on everything.
Yeah, I mean, we're basically well, we're going to have them on here pretty soon. So I'm going to basically be like, hey guys, I need all of your red inventory that you have now.
Yeah, just bring it over here.
Yeah. Because there's going to be hundreds and hundreds of dress up bolts on this car.
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Yeah, the only thing that I think the Garage Active Widebody kit is missing is there's no rear diffuser on it. It's just up, and I don't know if there's anything we're going to do with it. I'm fine with not, but everything else on the car has something done to it. So that's the one thing.
We could get a carbon fiber.
That carbon fiber one we did on the white car.
Yeah.
That thing was.
But will it fit?
I don't know.
That's the $1 million question. I mean, the way that fit, it actually fit like to the rocker panel right behind the rear wheel. But I mean, if the fenders are wider on this, I mean, we could still make a bracket that comes down from the inside to hold it up. Wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
And I mean, I agree with you 100%. Like that. I mean, it's like we said, it's already going to be on air, so you don't have to worry about it being too low necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing I think people were maybe weird about, because I don't think there's very many R32 GTRs on air.
No. I mean, you saw did you share that picture of the back already? You did that earlier, right?
No, I send that to you, but I'll show it. It's what all Garage Active cars are. All Garage Active.
I mean, that's running T-demand. I mean,
yeah.
T-demand's dumb expensive.
It's super expensive.
But it's super nice.
It is, yeah.
So like, I mean, I know they make it. I know. Yeah. I mean, I did just like a quick little Google search the other day, and like,
there's time attack cars running air now. Yeah. So I think the technology has finally caught up with airbag. Yeah, I mean, that T-demand, that's sick.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's got to be so loud inside the.
I guarantee it's so loud.
Yeah. So if we've got that needs to be in the trunk.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think the technology's finally caught up with airbags to where it's just as or better than coilovers.
Rip AccuAir, man.
Yeah.
Bummer.
No.
Their stuff was awesome.
Was.
But
that's when you were like, hey, if the compressor's gonna have to be in the tank, it's going in the back seat. And I was like, well, we can't get an AccuAir one anymore. So RIP to that. Bankrupt.
Yeah.
That's what you just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. They done some.
It's probably
Ouch.
this current epidemic or pandemic that we got going on.
Yeah.
It's funny. I actually priced one of those well, no, I didn't price the in tank, but I just
Mhm.
priced just the tank for a guy the other day. And my distributor, he messaged me back and said, "Hey, all AccuWear stuff is 3 to 4 weeks out, just to let you know." And I was like, "Okay, well that's good to know." And then literally the next day, I saw something on Facebook that said they declared bankruptcy. I was like, "Rip."
Yeah, it's a weird time, man. Like
Yeah, it sucks.
it's like 3 weeks ago, I don't really want to get into where I work, but I work in the healthcare field. And 3 weeks ago, when this pandemic really, really, really kind of blew up, like my head was throbbing because it was just meeting after meeting after meeting with people that were really, really concerned about their employees and with their health. And man, it's really dumb, but that is a day that you dudes started sending me some pictures of my car, and it just made my day. Like
Yeah,
I was like,
that's awesome.
my head was just throbbing because there was just so much going on. I was like, oh, I love it.
A nice little 5-10 seconds of just distraction.
I called Chris right after, and I was like, man, for the next couple of weeks, send me everything. Like if you walk past my car, take a picture.
Yeah.
So, but it's just awesome. Like I'm so thankful that I went this route. And in like the intro video that you guys did for my vlog series, I said I'd just be driving the coolest Top Rank car. I don't want anybody to like think that was any disrespect to Top Rank. Like Top Rank's awesome. I know you guys have an awesome relationship with them.
Yeah.
I went
Top
to
Rank's awesome.
I went to Top Rank when I was in California in February, and we were staying like 10 minutes from their facility, and I went down and talked to them, and like they had nothing but amazing things to say about really Chris and
Awesome.
Ed. They just don't know Dan.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate that.
Well, Sean will know me soon. Maybe through this.
Oh, what?
Hint, hint.
What?
Yeah. So, honestly though, I was emailing back and forth with them about some of the cars that they had. And I asked them like, hey, I want to get a bunch of work done. Do you guys do that? And they said, no, but we can get it here. And then, we can get it done. And I was like, I kind of want a place that does the whole thing. And, then I probably found Ed's 32 video, and I was like, this.
Yeah.
And I'm really just hoping that my hair will grow back so I can have Ed's hair.
Hey, mine's on its way up, my guy. Don't worry. Give it another 10 years and I'll be looking like you.
I was like 32 when it started to go.
Oh, 10? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe another 5 years. Maybe another 5. If these go back much further, it's going to look like I'm trying to hide something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I was. Like, I shaved my head way before it was time, but because you just got to. You can't be that guy. Just let it go.
Yeah.
It's dumb. If you guys don't know, look up the dude strapping young lad. The dude had dreadlocks and he was bald.
Devin Townsend.
Devin Townsend. Like, he had the bullet going on. It was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anything else y'all want to talk about?
Well, I feel like we could sit here and talk all night, but
Good.
Probably could.
We'll probably still text for an hour tonight, though. Me and you will probably text for an hour tonight anyway.
oh, I'm sure.
So, well, for everybody that's watching, seriously, thank you guys for supporting Driver Motorsports. It's amazing that, I feel like even though I have zero equity in the company, like I feel super happy that you guys, kind of like befriended me. And, this is the first of many cars. I don't think the 2021 build is going to be a Fox body Mustang. It's going to be something really cool, but maybe 2022 we'll do a Fox body. But next year, me and Dan are going to come up with something really, really, really awesome for our for my 2020 build. I'm excited.
Something four-door.
Yeah, I think I want to do a family car. Maybe some with a 1J and just something that just screams. So, I could just have the whole family in the car and pull up on something and be like, what's up, boy? You want to go? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
cool. Well,
Brad.
thank you guys so much for having me on. I look forward to many, many more of these. And I just look forward to coming out there and driving my car for the first time.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, you're thanking us, and we thank you, man. I mean, like, you're giving us this opportunity to build a car of this insanity, you know.
Yeah.
So we're definitely excited to do that. We're excited to do it for you as well. So yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you guys very much.
All right. Thanks, Brad. We'll see you
Like,
later.
subscribe, and all the other things.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep. Later, guys.
Later, guys. All right, guys. That's it.
Yeah. Podcast number 2.
Ed hopped on here this week. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I felt like I didn't really say anything the whole time.
You did. That's how podcasts work. You don't have to say anything. I'm just here. Yeah.
Well, we hope it's informative, so you kind of got a gist of where we're going and what we're doing, and
Yeah, it's hard with a build like this. It's really hard to like sit down and go like step by step, part by part, because there's so much. We could probably spend 4 hours talking about just the parts list alone, and then another 2 hours on like what we're doing to the chassis, and another 2 hours talking about suspension. And it's just, there's so much stuff. So like having a, kind of an outlet like this where we can talk with Brad and do that, it's nice. And I'm sure you guys are into that too. So we can, and you can get to know some of these guys that are building these cars too. Cause they're all cool people.
Yeah,
They're part people, man.
I mean, why would you not want to be friends with Brad? He's building a sick R32 GTR.
Yeah.
Like, he daily drives an R35. You know what I'm saying?
And he likes metal music. So, all right, guys, like Brad said, like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Later.